The Dominus GT, Centio V17, and Venom, otherwise known as the cool popular kid and his two ugly lame friends, have just been added to Rocket League Sideswipe. And therefore it's time for a hitbox video checking out the hitboxes on all three cars. And so that's what we're about to do. Here's what the hitboxes look like on the Dominus GT, Centio V17, and Venom. Starting with the top, you can see that both the Centio and GT are about equally bad here, with this fairly large gap between the roof and the hitbox. And the Venom is quite good with this comparatively small gap here. This area is probably the least important area in my opinion, as you don't really use the roof of your car for anything other than dribbling the ball. And who really cares if the ball floats a bit above your car, or clips through it. The next area is the front, and here I think it's plain to see that the Venom absolutely takes the crown as the best of the three. And actually, I'd say it's about equally as good as the Marauder, and only slightly worse than the Scarab, which is the best car in the game at the front. The Centio is the second best of the three, with this relatively small piece sitting outside the hitbox. And the GT is therefore the worst. It's probably not as bad as the Dominus itself, but very close. This area of the hitbox is obviously important, as it's the part of the car you use to do almost everything in the game, from air dribbles to manual flips to regular shots. So I like to use a car that's at least decent at the front. And finally, the back. In this area, the Centio is by far the worst, with almost the entire wheel sitting outside the hitbox. I'd still say that the Mantis and Diestro are definitely the worst cars in the game in this area, but I think the Centio may just be the third worst. The GT is super average here, resembling the normal Dominus. And the Venom is, yeah, also average. The back is in my opinion just as important as the front, as it's the area we use all the time in game to do manual flips and gold shots. So we really don't want to use a car that's too bad at the back. My overall scores for the hitboxes on the Dominus GT, Centio V17, and Venom are 6 out of 10 for the Dominus GT, pretty average all round with nothing really standing out. Again, 6 out of 10 for the Centio V17, average at the top, bad at the back, and only redeemed by its decent front. And 8.5 out of 10 for the Venom, an exceptionally good front, decent top, and average back. And finally, here's a look at every single hitbox in the game with my scores for each one.